Brennan, Emily had a conversation with her friend, and I want to hear your perspective on it. Roll the clip.
It was the most spiraled behavior I've seen of him, which I've seen a lot, but he decided to tell me that I was negative, and that was one of the reasons why this didn't work. And he decided that 2 weeks in, and that I was only positive after my accident. And I'm like, only positive people can be positive after. And I was like, well, this is great to know, you don't know who I am.
So what do you think of that conversation?
Yeah, I think communication was always our biggest issue. I was bringing up to her negativity week 2, right? And me vocalizing it 5, 6, 7 times wasn't enough. I had to tell her that the negativity was a red flag for her to feel like it was something she needed to change. And that is why she feels like I told her that she was only positive during her accident, not after. And then the moment she healed, it was back to what it was from week 2 all the way back to that injury.
What is she referring to when she's saying spiraling? What is that
double date thing? She heard about this double date thing,
so
and all of a
all
sudden,
about the double date?
friendship we built, all the laughs, the fun we had, all of it went out the window because she felt like the double date thing was the set off point. And I just to this day, I will never understand how that derailed everything.
I thought one of the interesting things, I know you guys have, yes, you have one more thing?
Yeah, so before decision day, where I was like, hey, we're just friends, right? That's perfectly clear, right? She was like, yeah, absolutely. So she finds out about this double date thing 3 days later, and all of a sudden bursts into tears, waterworks, this whole thing. For her to have that reaction, it's almost like, how is that even possible? It's almost like, and I don't want to say acting, but it's like, what? We just decided, you already admitted we're good. It's literally everything is just dramatized and made to be these huge things that were relationship defining, which they were not.
Understood.
In any capacity.
Okay, fair enough. We're gonna shift things over to you, Chloe. Decision day is approaching and Michael is certainly starting to feel the nerves. Take a look at this clip.
I know if this was a question of well, would you date her? I'd be like, of course, that's easy. That's an easy question for me.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's a big difference between saying you want to date versus you want to stay married. That's where I'm struggling.
You said that if it was dating, you would have no issue if it was just dating.
Yeah.
Why not look at it like that?
Yeah.
Gave some pretty good advice there.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because, Michael is saying about this whole dating versus marriage piece, but y'all married.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
First off, it's really great advice. Thank you for that. I think the further this label is following us, the more uncomfortable he's getting. If you are able to see yourself in a relationship of some form with me, if we take out the marriage label, it tells me that it's the label that's the problem.
Because listen,
Yeah.
all the label is a piece of paper.
It's just a piece of paper that we already signed.
It is a piece of paper that you have already signed.
Yeah.
From my perspective, Michael's usually pretty good at finding words. He's well spoken. And just in this moment, his words seem to be eluding him. And so, obviously I don't know why, but that's speaking to, there's a lot going on in his head, but he's not formulating exactly what he's thinking.
I feel like that is the problem. There's always a lot going on in his head, but he isn't necessarily communicating that to me. He's never said to me, I think we should date. It's just the lack of intentionality between the two of us with what we should have set from the beginning. It's not dating at first sight. This is definitely a commitment that I am fully ingrained in.
I mean, y'all both knew it was married at first sight. I feel like your words in your dictionary may be a little askew from your understanding of what that would look like and the process of what that looks like.
Yeah.